evening all. Hello wherever you are. Welcome back to the Armchair Armory with me, Deepai. It's finished in Athens. Olympiacos 1, Arsenal 3. That scoreline probably sounds more flattering than it is, because we may, at one point in the game, we made a rod for our own back. Lineup was pretty interesting to start off with. It was pretty much the same team that played against Burnley, except Bellerin came back in the side for Callum Chambers, which I was quite surprised about. I was quite surprised that Cedric didn't start over Bellerin, and I was quite surprised that Pepe didn't start over Willian. But you know, it's not. I put a tweet out saying it's not a hill I'm going to die on, so we move on. He was going for a 4-3-3, I think, Arteta, and it was pretty much still a strong enough team to beat Olympiacos on the night, and pretty much for the most of the game we dominated. We dominated. It was justified towards the end of the first half when Ødegaard picked up the ball, looked up, took a shot. Fantastic goal, 1-0 Arsenal, and that's Martin Ødegaard's first goal for the club, so congratulations to him. I think he was deserved one, although he was quite sloppy with his touches tonight, but he scored that and made up for it, and he was pretty good after that in the second half. Second half starts, again we're still pretty much dominant. There's a point where the passage of play leads back to Leno. Leno, I think he panics, tries to pass the ball out in front of him to Ceballos. Ceballos is on by this point, and yeah, he gets charged down by El Arabi, their striker, and El Arabi just plots the ball to the left-hand side of Leno, 1-1. And at this point, you know, Arsenal Twitter is in meltdown, saying that, you know, this is the end, my only friend, the end, and all that business. And to be fair, I was kind of like that as well, because I thought to myself, yeah, it's going to be another one of these games where we play really, really well, we dominate the ball, we score, but we basically make a mistake to get the team back in the game. And at that point, I was convinced that Olympiacos would go on and score, because every time we do this, every time we get rattled and give away a goal, for the next 5-10 minutes, maybe more, we just look all over the place, defensively and attacking. We just look all over the place. And then, seemingly out of nowhere, because I thought it was heading for a draw, and I thought that the tie at the Emirates was going to be another Benfica, but seemingly out of nowhere, ball comes in, and a really powerful header from Gabriel that loops over the keeper, over their keeper, Jose Sarr, and it's 2-1, and we're back in it. But I'm not convinced that, like, 2-1 is enough. So luckily, Arteta brings on El Neni towards the end of the game, and then he picks up the ball, and the phrase is he only scores worldies, and tonight he did. So the game finishes 3-1. And I think I'm happy that we've got those 3 goals. We've got those 3 away goals, which means that Olympiacos need to win, or need to, at least win the game 3-0 to win, either win 2-0 to go through on away goals, or 3-0 to beat us 4-3. So all we have to do, it's easier said than done, is go into the game with confidence against Olympiacos at the Emirates and score first, essentially. So on paper the tie is done, but there's always there's a second leg, and you never know what's going to happen there. I remember when we beat Real Madrid in the 2006 campaign, 05-06, in the Champions League, and Thierry Henry saying, doesn't matter if we won this game, there's still another game to play at Highbury. And that's the same here, regardless of the opponent. So we just have to dig our heels in and try and get out of there and move on to the quarterfinals. And then obviously we've got Tottenham at the weekend. which I'll go into a little bit more detail tomorrow. But yeah, that's also a big game, obviously, as it's Tottenham. But them lot down the road, and they've now seem to be in a little bit more confident. They seem to be a little bit more confident now, which is worrying. So yeah, the only thing that kind of works in our favour is it is at home. So we shall see. Anyway, player ratings. This shouldn't be very long. So Leno, I'm going to give a 6. I think he was okay up until he made the mistake, putting Ceballos under pressure, which led to Olympiacos' goal. Bellerin, I'm going to give a 7. I thought he did really well today. Tried to win every second ball. Didn't get caught out. Did pretty well. David Luiz, I'll give a 7. Really good performance, I thought. Gabriel, I'm going to give an 8. I think he was the best of the two central defenders, and obviously he scored, so that puts his score up a little bit. Tierney, I'm going to give a 7. Even though I felt that his crossing was he didn't really beat the first man today. He still did really well getting into spaces on that left-hand side to put in those crosses. There was a really good cross he put in that their goalkeeper picked up, but yeah, if that just floated over him a bit more, it could have led to something special, but still. Willian, I'm going to give a 7 as well. I thought Willian played really well today. I think since the Benfica second leg, he's actually been playing really well since he's become had a little bit of a run in the team. Particularly against Leicester, he played well as well. Partey, I'm going to give a 7. The guy rarely puts a foot wrong. I felt he was in the right place at the right time. I think he only played just over an hour today, so obviously Arteta has him in mind to start against Spurs. That's going to be interesting. Partey against Højbjerg. Xhaka, I'm going to give a 7 as well. I think he's redeemed himself slightly from the Burnley game last Saturday. Yeah, I was pleased with him. Above average, decent performance. Ødegaard, I'm going to give an 8. Although he was sloppy in the first moments of the first half, giving the ball away quite a lot. He scored that fantastic goal, and then from that moment onwards, he played really, really well. And again, he was taken off for Emile Smith-Rowe towards the end of the game. So again, I think he's a shoe-in to start against Spurs. Then I will give Aubameyang, I'm going to give a 6. I liked the effort, but there wasn't really anything that stood out for me today in terms of a performance. I just thought that he kept himself in the game. He kept himself in good position. So that's a 6 is just about right, I'd say. Saka, I'm going to give a 6 as well. Probably his most quiet of games. I don't know why that is, but yeah. Pepe, I can only give a 5. Didn't really do very much, to be honest. Again, he still looks good, and I think he deserves more of a chance in the team than he's getting. El Neni, I'm going to give an 8 just for the goal. Emile Smith-Rowe, I'll give a 6. I think he did all right when he came on. And then the manager, I'm going to give a 7. I think he took too long to make the substitutions, but luckily they paid off. I know it was just a worldie by El Neni, but still, luckily they paid off. But I think the team was right. And again, I know that there's going to be people out there that are going to be like, the mistakes are down to him and all this kind of stuff, but all he can do is tell the players, this is what I want you to do, this is the system I want you to play. He can't control what they do. And he said in his interview afterwards, it's not about the system, it's about when you play the ball. You know, it's not about concentration, it's about when you play the ball. And that's the thing, Leno played the ball at the wrong time to the wrong person, and that's what gave them their goal. But the positives is that we won the game and we have three away goals going into a home tie. Whereas I see Manchester United conceded a goal from AC Milan in the 95th minute or something like that, so that kind of puts them on the back burner. But they've got to go to the San Siro next week, so that would be interesting. I think Tottenham won their game 2-0 against Dynamo Zagreb, so yeah, I think Villarreal won 2-0 as well, so they're on course to reach the quarterfinals. I'm telling you, if we get past Olympiacos, I can guarantee that we're going to get either Spurs, Man United or Villarreal. I can see it. But anyway, onwards and upwards, up the Arsenal. We did it. We got a 3-goal lead against Olympiacos. On paper, the tie is done, but there's still a lot of work to do. We can't let our heads fall, and we can't get too complacent. We've got to play another 90 minutes and hopefully win that game as well. And obviously, the next big hurdle is, in the context of the league, even though it doesn't really mean very much, beating Tottenham is everything. If you're an Arsenal fan, that's all you want. You want to beat Tottenham. So, yeah, Tottenham and then Olympiacos again. 2 big games. Let's see what happens. I'll speak to you again for them down the roads preview. Until then, take care, stay safe. This is Deepeye signing out.